This is my charge to everybody. Do what you can. Do what you have to do. Step outside yourself. Be more, be better, be bigger than you've ever been before. If this team is any representation of what you can be when you do that, please take this as an example. This group is incredible.
Well, that was Megan Rapinoe speaking after her team's World Cup parade today in New York City. The U.S. women's national soccer team defeated the Netherlands on Sunday in France, making their fourth Women's World Cup victory since the competition began in 1991. And while the focus is on celebrating, the team's also facing a challenge off the field. Players are using their platform to advocate for equal pay for women in the sport and in all workplaces. They filed a lawsuit against the U.S. Soccer Federation claiming gender discrimination. During the parade, the federation's president, Carlos Cordero, had this to say.
We believe at U.S. Soccer that all female athletes deserve fair and equitable pay. And together, I believe we can get this done.
And Kenneth Craig joins us now from the parade in Lower Manhattan. Kenneth, what was it like? It looks like people have sort of left the area there, but what was that moment like, seeing them come down?
Well, they really have, Rena. First, I'll point out, as you know, that New York City can really put on quite a show at the drop of a hat. They only had a matter of days to get this parade up and running, and they can also dismantle a parade really in a matter of minutes, and that's what we've got down here in Lower Manhattan this afternoon as the celebration made its way to City Hall and then wrapped up. But to answer your question, it really was nothing short of incredible. So much excitement out here and so many people. When I got here early this morning, you looked up and down Broadway. It really was just a sea of red, white, and blue. And what stood out to me in the rows and rows of people who lined the streets waiting for the soccer team to make their way down is just how many women were out here today. Women, young and old, and so many girls who are really just so incredibly inspired by this team, who have watched them from start to finish, and now are getting to see their team celebrate here in New York City. So many of those folks told me for them, they're not only an inspiration, but they're heroes, and they really did show them a hero's welcome here in the city this morning, Rena. Yeah, what were some of the personal moments for you, Kenneth, that you watched and saw as the parade came down? Well, there was really so much anticipation. Folks started lining up out here 1 o'clock in the morning, and not just from New York City, but really from all over. And then the countdown was on, and to just be out here for the recycled paper to be, falling from these buildings. This is a tradition, as you know, Rena, that dates back to the late 1800s, and this has happened dozens of times here in the city. But when the team finally made its way up Broadway, that was really an incredible moment. And to hear the screams and the cheers and to see those teammates waving to the crowd was something else. And then when they finally got to City Hall, I think that was a pretty cool moment, too. I was stuck back here, but I watched it on TV like you. And to see the team come out onto the stage with thousands of people watching them, and they were dancing and they were so exciting. Really incredible to see so many people, thousands of people, come together behind something really incredible and something to celebrate. Yeah, while they are celebrating, Kenneth, we know the team still got a huge challenge ahead. They're pushing for equal pay. Are they going to be successful in managing to do this? We will see, and that was definitely, part of the conversation out here today. One of the first people I spoke to this morning was a woman from West Virginia who was holding a sign, that said equal pay. This is not just important for the team, but for so many people out here, and they've really have used their platform and their success to bring this conversation to the front and center. You heard the comments from the U.S. Soccer Federation at City Hall just a few minutes ago, but also today I should point out that Senator Joe Manchin from West Virginia introduced legislation because in 2026 the Men's World Cup will be held here in the U.S., and this legislation would ban any sort of federal funding to host those games if the U.S. Soccer Federation does not step up and commit to providing equal pay to both men men's and women's teams. A very important issue, not just for the team, but for so many of the people who are out here today. It was something everybody really brought up when I spoke with them here along the route, Rena.
I got to tell you, it was a fun Sunday afternoon watching them play from my living room. And if you just look at merit and record alone, they sure have delivered. Kenneth, I want to thank you very much for that live report.
Yeah, you got it, Rena.